So welcome back in again to Wakey Academy, and today we're going to be looking at another position on our team for our limiteds under-23 side then, from the champion side of things. So we're doing an So11, we're looking at 5 different players in the positions, in all the positions around the pitch, and we're doing one from each country, and so Spain, Italy, Germany, France and England. We'll choose one from each league and the best player gets into that team in that position basically. Today we're looking at attacking midfielders. You'll see all the other videos, you'll see a link up in the corner to the other videos so you can have a look at them and look at all the different positions that we've got there. And as I say today, attacking midfielders. Now, a few of these might be down as wingers. It's quite hard on Surrey because some of them are wingers, some of them are attacking midfielders, some of them have got us forwards. But, you know, a guy who plays attacking midfielder might sometimes be a forward in the game, so it's a bit hard to get them in. So I've gone for the best I can with the available ones, or the ones that have available cards in midfielders. So what I've done, I've gone into Sorare data and I've gone into scouting and I'm looking down, we'll start off with La Liga Santander, the Spanish First Division, and we'll go down a few of who I see as attacking midfielders. Now all of these aren't labelled attacking midfielders, they're just labelled midfielders. So there's a few on here that will be defensive midfielders and things, so I'm going to go through them and decide which ones I'm going to go for. And you'll see the likes of Arda Güler there, probably Andre Almeida. They're the sort of attacking ones that I'd probably go for. So I've gone through all this list. I've picked out 5, one from each country, one from the top leagues of each country, and I'll give them a list of 5. And at the end of it, we'll put them in order from 1 to 5, and the one who comes top will take that attacking midfield role in the team. And we'll look at the actual team that we've got so far at the end of this video. So let's crack on. And so we come to our first player then, and we are looking at Andre Almeida, as just mentioned. He's from Valencia, plays in La Liga. And not a bad player, this guy. Can play centre midfield as well, but he's more of an central attacking midfielder. I haven't seen loads and loads of this player, but at £7.51 for his floor price and his 3-day average as well. I mean, he's pretty decent, isn't he? Pretty good start for that. Also played in the under-21s just recently in that tournament where they got to the quarterfinals, I think. But you know, looking at his scores for Valencia, then he's played 80% of the games of the last 5 and 92% of his last 40 games. So he's, you know, a mainstay in their team. And you'll see here he's got 52, 54 and 52. They're not bad scores on at all. He's 306 on the midfielder listings. So he looks okay and a good price as well. So up and coming player. How old is he now? He's 23 now, so he's got 1 year utility left in the 23s. But at that price, it's pretty decent. And only £100 for his rare card as well. You see his price, and it's been up and down quite a bit here. And it got up to what, £14, £15? £15. So he's down at half price of that now, of his best price so far in limiteds. We can see as we move down to his SO5 scores then, that he does hit a lot of the greens a lot of the time. Now, you'll see when he started here, down at game 102, was it? He was just breaking into team stuff, not getting loads of games, not getting loads of game time. But then boom, he's gone up and he's starting to hit 60s and 80s, getting the team a little bit more. And you'll see all these darker green ones here, most of them from his under 21 games as well. So a bit easier opposition, to be honest, than playing in this league every single week. But I think they're decent scores, and for a player that's only £7, you know, 14, 60 to 70 scores so far, and he has had a couple of 90s and a couple of 80s there. So pretty decent. As we look at his Wikipedia page then, we'll see he was born in 2000. Again, was able to play in that under 21 tournament. He's only 5'8", so quite small, but quite nimble around the pitch as well. Born in Guimarães in Portugal, currently playing at Valencia, shirt number 18 for all you collectors out there and shirt collectors. And he started at Vitória Guimarães, the B team, then moved on to the first team before going into Valencia, but also representing Portugal at international level from under 15s all the way to under 21s. Hopefully he's going to break into their first team and into the first national side, but you know, quite a good pedigree of international football there as well. Now, I don't think there's much about him on the transfer side of things. I mean, May 23, when they were looking at getting relegated, they've come out of that anyway, but Aston Villa looked like they were looking at him for a while there. 30 million euros, that's quite a lot for him, isn't it? But it looks like it hasn't come off, and obviously he's not going there anymore. There's no new, fresh transfer news about him then. So we move on to SofaScore then, and again, hardly a lot of talk about people on here, but his strengths are high pressing, passing, and ball control with no outstanding weaknesses. He's down as playing in that midfield role, but as we can see from his heat map for the season then, looks more like a left winger, or an inverted left winger, we should say. He's right-footed, so he probably cuts in and hits it there, but doesn't really play in this attacking midfield role. But in Spain, I don't think there's loads and loads of them that, you know, are cheap, that are up and coming, that are cheap at under 23. Does look like he takes set pieces as well, though. Now, this season he played 34 games, 29 starts and 75 minutes each game. Only 2 goals, though, so not really involved in too many threats. Expected goals 1.43. His passing there has got 4 assists this season, but his dribbling could do a bit more dribbling, to be honest. A bit more confidence out of him and really push on. But not bad. I think he's looking quite good. I think he'll do all right this season then. My first player for an attacking midfield then, it's Andre Almeida from Valencia. Although he plays slightly left, we've got him down as the attacking midfielder. Let's move on to our next. Come to our second player then, and we are looking over in France, and we are with Rennes. And we're looking at Enzo Lefebvre. Now, great time to be buying him. The price at the moment of £39, you can see on there. But the scores at the moment, then the last 5 are 42. But this was mostly because he played in the Under-21 Championship as well. But then his last 15 are 48, and the last 40 of 60. Well, what we have to remember, of course, is his last 40 games were playing for Lorient. But now he's going to an even better side. He's going to be with Rennes over in France. So we're not a bad side. They're pretty decent, and they've got some really good players in there. So his scores may improve. Now, he's not an attacking midfielder. You can see on their map here, and they put him as a left centre attacking midfielder, but he's not really an attacking midfielder. He's actually more involved in the centre of the pitch. It's like a box-to-box, but he is also a playmaker, so that's why I've gone for him. I think he could play in that position. He's 706 overall in the midfielders, but like I say, a really good price from him at the moment. Let's have a look at his prices. You'll see on here, if we look at his all-time prices, that he is quite cheap. He's had this massive bit where he went up to 150 here, and then again it resurged again and went up to 143. But down at £39, that's pretty decent to get him at. So looking at his all-time scores, then, I mean, this guy was brilliant last season, really good. Now, I'll say he's an emerging talent. He's already a talent. He's already up there, but I think he can get even better, especially since going to Rennes. Now, he played in the Under-21 tournament, as I said. Wasn't brilliant, wasn't fantastic, and was only a sub there in one of the games as well. Got dropped, came back for that next game, which he lost to Ukraine quite bad as well. And yeah, I think he could have done a little bit better in that tournament. But I'm looking forward to him playing again this time and having an even better season. When you look down through his scores, and his recent scores weren't as good, as you can see there, but then you look down here and look at all this. And he was really going well. Assists and goals. Did get a yellow card there as well, but really started to hit the scenes last season, but let's hope he moves on even more this year. So we'll see on SofaScore here then. He's contracted until 2028 now. So quite a long contract, 5 years there. And he's only 23 years old, 1.7 in height, right-footed midfielder. Valued 18 million. I don't know how much his move was when he did go. It's probably on here somewhere. But yeah, he's got, again, strengths playmaking. He can play this attacking midfield role, although he doesn't do it a lot. But look at his heat map. So this is from the season, La Liga season then. And you'll see he was more midfield, wasn't he? And then moving out to the right and left wing like a Mazzella. But it was also on set pieces. Played 35, played 87 minutes of their games. Team of the week twice, 5 goals and 5 assists as well. So really good. And that was playing, as I say, for that. There's his transfer fee, like 20 million there. But you know, these were really good scores playing for Lorient. Not a massive fancy team. But he also did get 5 yellows as well, so got to be careful on that. Looking at his the news on him then, yeah, I mean it's sort of old news now because obviously he's moved now. But look at these are all like a month old, and they were saying about cooling down on him and all this stuff. But you know he's gone to Rennes, so really good move for him, I think. So we can have a look at his Wikipedia, and again there's not much on this. Born in 2000 in Lorient, so actually played for his hometown team. 5'7", shirt number 28. Played for the seconds there, 21 games, 1 goal. Then went on to the first team, played 135 games for Lorient with 38 goals, and now he's at Rennes. Also played for the under-20s, the under-21s, and the French Olympic team, and obviously the tournament that's just gone as well. So that is my choice, I should say, from France, playing for Rennes, and it is Enzo Lefebvre. So moving up to Germany next, and we're in the Bundesliga. We are with Bayer Leverkusen, and we are with Florian Wirtz. Been out injured for a very, very long time. So he's back, I believe, ready for the start of the season, I believe. Last 5 days, played 100% of his last 5. So yeah, he's back playing. 50 for his last 15 and 55 for his last 40, but only played 63%, sorry, due to that injury that he's had. Now, he is expensive. He's £99, £100 for his floor price. But I think it could be worth it then. We've got a midfield card. I think we've also got an attacking card. Yeah, so midfield and forward card. So I'll put him as this attacking midfielder. That's where I like to see him play. Just in behind like a number 10, just pushing the ball to the left and the right. Making these little darting runs as well. But big playmaker, I think. And he's also got an eye for goal, hasn't he? Now, looking at the price of him now, you'll see there, as I say, £100, but he's been up at, what's, £1,500 in the past? And then obviously we had the normal crash that everyone had. But now, down there, due to this injury that he's had, and he's back now, and I think he really could have a great season. So let's have a look at his scores, and this is down for his midfield card then. But you'll see here, 90s, 80s. A couple of oranges down there and a couple of yellows, but mostly greens. Now he's come back as well. You see the long injury that he had. He's been back for quite a while, a bit longer than I thought he had. And you'll also see that he's been playing the striker there in a couple of games as well. Quite a few games there, striker. So he's this sort of player like this number 10 or a false 9 even. But he does get involved in a lot of the game and gets big scores, and really big scores. We'll look down to, when he wasn't playing, and before that, look at these scores he was hitting down here. This is why he went up to that price, and he was just massive, wasn't he? Massive player. Florian Wirtz, but Leverkusen, not a great fan of Leverkusen themselves, but with him in the team, they've always got a chance. Let's look at his SOFA score then. So we've got Florian Wirtz, 20 years old, right-footed. They've got him as a forward. But again, an attacking midfielder there, which is daft. They position him as a forward, but an attacking midfielder on his map. 81 million he's worth at the moment. Shirt number 27. Playmaking, high pressing and long balls. No outstanding weaknesses. Never is on these, is there? And we'll also see, if you get this new sport rubbish that's just come up. But we'll see here in the Bundesliga then, quite consistent. But also, look at his heat map. He's playing, well, he is in like the final third, isn't he, a little bit? But does take set pieces as well. But sort of holds around that midfield. It's more like a sort of deeper midfielder when they're defending. But you can see here, 17 games only this season. Only started 11 of them with 64 minutes each game. But team of the week 4 times. In 11 starts, that's not bad. 1 goal, higher than his expected goals. And he's passing 6 assists, and only expected 3 assists. He's actually got 6. So pretty good from that point. Not really a tackler at all. 4 yellow cards in them games as well, so might have a little bit of a temper on him. Or he goes and can't tackle properly. So looking at Wikipedia then, born in 2003, that's making me feel old now. It's probably making some of you feel a bit old as well. But born in Pulheim in Germany, again only 5'9", so good centre of gravity. When did he start then? Started at Grunwald Breveiler, and I went to Cologne, then went to Bayer Leverkusen for his youth career, and then his senior career, he's been at Leverkusen the whole time, 77 games, 14 goals, and you'll see he's played for Germany for the under-15s all the way up to the national side now. So I think he's already a decent player, he's already an international player. But with that injury as well, I think he could have a really good season, trying to make his name again since that injury. What have we got on here? The Europa League Young Player of the Season, Florian Wirtz, that was from like last year. And yeah, Wirtz and Musiala do play a little bit the same then. I could have chosen Musiala for this position as well from Germany. But I went with Wirtz instead because he's been out for a while and I thought he'd be better value for money. So that is my candidate from Germany then. For Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga, it's Florian Wirtz. And we move to England and we're in the Premier League and we are with Phil Foden of Manchester City. A few of you might have guessed this one because he is such a talent that he's broken through even, but he's just not getting games again. He's sort of in and out the side. City do have great players, though, don't they? But I think Foden this season hopefully can kick on now. A couple of players have moved. He should get one of these positions now. It's got him down here as playing like a left central striker, but I've seen him on the left winger, but I prefer him in that holding role in that midfield again, the attacking midfield spot where he can really get involved in the game and go right, go left, do whatever he wants to. They do have him as a midfielder card. You see his last 5 there, 49, been involved in 100% of the games, probably hasn't started them all. Last 15 of 50 and the last 40 of 48. So I think he really does need to kick on this season because he's now, how old, 23 now? So he's got 1 year left of utility under 23s. Now looking at his price, you'll see up here £51 there for his floor price. That's really cheap. And if you look at his overall time in the game, it's just like one big line. So let's go back to like 6 months then, maybe even a year. Let's say a year. To see if we can get any indication as it's going up and down. No, not even on that. 6 months. There's just not a lot of movement, is there? It's all down here at the same type of price then. Now his SO5s are a little bit erratic than his scores. They're up and down all over the place, but there is a lot of green on there and well capable of hitting 100. You see there, out of the 99 games, 40 of them were entered from the bench then. And he's hit 39 goals and 28 assists. So he really can turn it on when he needs to. He is an England international as well. 21 times he's hit 60 to 70, 14 times 70 to 80, 12 times 80 to 90, and 10 times he's hit 90 to 100. That's fantastic sort of going, isn't it? Now, again, the international stage, not blossoming just yet then. Burst onto the scene, but, it's sort of held up a little bit now. And again, his Man City career, as you can see here, has been sub. Played on the left, played central, played striker. Mostly subs and out the team completely. But, even on the right there, and so he can play anywhere in that front three, can't he? As well as probably in the midfield, in the deeper role as well. But needs a bit more game time, needs to start showing a little bit more now. So going on to SofaScore, then you'll see here, a very creative player there, very attack-minded, very technical. But 23 years old, left-footed. We've got him down as a forward there, but he's worth 104 million according to this. And again, high press and playmaking and passing. Now, his weakness is aerial duels, but you'll see in all them players that we've looked at so far, in fact, it's got him down as left wing there, but in all them players that we've seen so far, all their strengths seem to have been high pressing, playmaking and passing. All of them. So it's the same type of player that you can see on here. We'll get off his international side there and we will go to his Premier League ratings then for the year. Now you'll see on here he has played mostly down the left, a little bit on the right, but this is where I want to play him, in here. We can get the ball, accept the ball, look up, bang, pass it out. He does take corners from the left, looking at that, a couple from the right. But he's played 32 times. Sorry, he's played in 32 games, but only started 22 of them. Just under an hour for each game then, but team of the week 3 times. 11 goals. Expected goals 5.9, so almost 6 expected goals, and he's hit 11. What's his assist like? 5, and was expected to hit 5 really, so this is how they seem, like this playmaker in the team, but can also score so many goals. He's so good on the ball, isn't he? He floats around the pitch. Got a really nice way about him when he's playing. For just moving around. Looks sort of like, he sort of looks like it's effortless for him. A bit like Pogba used to look, but he's a bit better once he's got the ball and spreads it out all over the place. So on to his Wikipedia then, and nice middle name, Philip Walter Foden. 23 years old, from Stockport, 5'7" midfielder. Started his youth career at Man City in 2009. Dear me. So when he was 9, he's been there since he was 9. Wow. And 129 games for City now, so he's really racked them up, hasn't he? 35 goals. And so he's played for England at almost every level, not in the 15s, but almost every level, and gone on to play for his national side 25 times, as far as this is called, up to date. But 3 goals as well. Real talent, this lad, and I thought he would have broke through last year and played a lot more times. But he hasn't. He's still not making that position his own at the moment. Now, is there any news on him? Nothing much on here. And I can't see them ever selling him at the moment then. He's a little blue-eyed boy, isn't he? So Can't see City getting rid of him. But that is my next man then. This is Phil Foden from Manchester City, representing the England side of it as that attacking midfield role. And so we come to our last candidate then for this position of attacking midfielder in our team, and we are looking over in Italy, and we are looking at Napoli player Elgif Elmas. Now I hold Elmas. I think I've got a common card. Sorry, I've got a limited card of Elmas now. Did once hold a rare as well. I quite like him. Really good player. Again, needs a kick up the arse to really break through. You'll see on here then he does play sort of attacking midfielder. We've got him down as a forward as well, but I like again to play him in this holding role, this just behind the front man, picking out the passes. He has played midfield as well, like central midfield for his country as well. But he's like a little fly. He's everywhere, he's all over the pitch. And you see his last 5 of 51, quite low in his last 15, so good for your cap teams. And 44 there, played 93%. And then his last 40, he's played 95% and hit 43. So very, very cheap on his points there, and also very cheap for his card. £7 and 6p, £7.50 for his floor card if you want to go out and buy him right now. Even his rare's cheap at £60 now, as you can see. Now, I've recently bought Elmas again since I've been going back into limiteds and back to the gallery, the academy gallery, where I only take under 23 players. Now, I've had him before, look, and I bought him at a long time ago, £13, and then sold him at £26, so doubled the money, and he's back down again now to, what, £7 was it? £7 for Elmas, and he could have a really good season this year. You'll see from his scores here then, he is capable of hitting the 90s and the 80s, really high scores, but also, I think he's been on the bench a hell of a lot. Not played. He's still only young. I mean, how old is he now? He's 23, so he's only got a year left of under 23 utility. And he needs to really kick on, doesn't he? Plays for Macedonia, so he's an international player, so you'll get that utility. But sometimes he just doesn't get in the team. You see here a lot of substitute appearances then. When he does play, he doesn't always play that 90. We've got a 73 there, but when he plays in this attacking midfield role, look, he's got a goal there as well, played 90 minutes. Has he played attacking midfield anywhere else? On the right there. Yeah, one up there, look. Central attacking midfield, and he got another goal and a good score again. So he seems to do alright in that position, but they keep playing him like a central midfielder and a striker. But Napoli are a great side, aren't they? So it's been hard to get into that side for him. But again, we'll check out his SOFA score then. And you see he's from Macedonia, 23 years old, 1.8 metres high. That's quite tall then. 25 million is rated at now. He's not even playing really. Passing is his strength, and aerial duels are a weakness of his. And you'll see on the pitch, and you can see him playing sort of left and right there. Again, not involved a lot in the middle of the pitch, where we really want him as an attack midfielder. That's where I really want him. But he's played 36 games, only started 14, so it's not even half. 45 minutes per game. One team of the week, 6 goals then, expected to have scored 4, and 3 assists, expected 2.3. And looking at other things on here, has he got yellow cards? 5 yellow cards in them games, so again, bit of a temper on him again. But he can be quite feisty as well, which I think is a good thing as well for these players. But as an attacking midfielder who's pulling the strings and that, maybe don't want to get too involved in like yellow cards and fighting and doing whatever the hell he does, mouthing off. But his name then, it's down as Elif Elmas here, but it's Elgif, we just pronounced it that way, Elgif Elmas. Born 1999 in Skopje in Macedonia. 6 foot, midfielder for Napoli. Started his youth career at Vardar and Rabotniki. Senior, played for them, 44 games, 7 goals. Then went to Fenerbahce, where he played 34 times with 4 goals. And he's now played for Napoli 132 times, 12 goals. So I don't think he started all of them games, obviously. Has been in and out of the team. And then for Macedonia, he's played 17s, 19s, 21s, and 50 games now for North Macedonia. So, big international player. So you're getting that midweek utility when there's international games going on. So not much resting of this guy. You might have to train him up a few times. But looking at his news then, now only a month ago Liverpool were looking at him, but Liverpool have been looking at everyone this year, haven't they? Without even doing anything, without making a move on anyone. Again, linked to Liverpool a month ago, Liverpool. I don't think he's going there, especially when they just bought Szoboszlai. So I can't see him going to Liverpool. He might go somewhere else, but he needs some game time, definitely. But this is my choice for Italy then. Eljif Elmas playing for Napoli in Serie A. So that completes all 5 of these players. And we want to have a look now at who's come 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st, of course, to who we can put into the side. And then let's have a look at the side as well. And so we're going to put our team in order then from number 5 being the worst as such out of these to number 1 being the best. And we've gone for number 5, Andre Almeida, Valencia in Spain. Then number 4 we've gone for Eljif Elmas from Napoli in Macedonia. Enzo Lefebvre comes in at number 3, more because he's a sort of holds back more from the attacking midfield role and goes more midfield. But he's got number 3 as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion. And then we've got Florian Wirtz at number 2, should have a really good season again, back from injury. And then number 1, Phil Foden, who I can only see having a better season than last year and breaking into that team full time and getting a lot more games than he's getting at the moment, even though they are rotated. And so we come to our formation so far, and the team we picked so far, you can see up here then. As I said before, we've gone for this red and yellow, but we have got Parisi at left back from Italy. We've got Botman in there then, who's representing England and Newcastle. He's in there at centre back. We've also got De Ligt in there, representing Germany and Bayern Munich. Kalulu, representing AC Milan and Italy. Then we've got Gravenbach, who currently representing Germany and Bayern Munich. We've got Tonali representing Newcastle and the Premier League in England. And we've now got Phil Foden then, who can play around these sort of areas, who's representing England and Man City. Which leaves us then a right winger, a left winger, a striker to go with this team, and of course the goalkeeper in here. We need a really strong goalkeeper in here because I think Kalulu and Parisi will be bombing up these wings. We have got Tonali and Gravenbach that can sort of hold back if they need to. Can also both play number 8. And Gravenbach can even play up here where Foden is. Foden can of course play left, can play right, can play in this midfield slot. So it's pretty good and it is interchangeable as well. So a pretty decent team, I think. And we need that big striker then to get in the end of these crosses that will be coming in. And the 3 balls from Foden. So that's the team so far then. I hope you enjoyed that video, and of course we'll go to the left wing and the right wingers next. And then we'll do the goalkeeper and the striker as well. And then we'll pick, altogether we'll see which league out of them top 5 leagues has got the most players in this team then. Put a team together and see how we think they would do. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't. You can see all the other action again. You see on the end screen as well that you can click on the series and you can watch, why we picked Parisi and Botman and who the other people were that were in them lineups and why I picked them ahead of them. So you can watch all that on my other videos. So remember to hit that like button as well, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching.